was too
Okay,
rich for us.
I have a serious question to ask all of you because I really.
Yeah, we're not going to do 007.
Are these frames too much?
No,
Is this too much?
they're
Is
good.
this too much?
Where are you, Sean?
He's drunk as
I'm
his
at
fucking
At my
mind.
house.
He is so drunk right now.
You sound. Are you congested?
Yeah, he sounds slurred. Is
No.
what he is.
Oh, maybe he's
I'm
just
not.
drunk.
First of all, I'm not drunk and I'm not slurred.
Oh, you can't say that without smiling and laughing.
When you have to defend yourself, I think that's when it's.
Jeremiah, help me out.
I think you look cool with glasses. Fuck, you make me want to wear glasses. I know I have to wear glasses because I think I'm actually farsighted.
Ooh, that's a nice one to be. I wish I was farsighted.
I can't see anything. I play golf with Eddie and I couldn't even see his ball
God,
go off the.
Getting old sucks,
5
man.
feet off.
You look good, Sean. You look really like Ryan Phillippe from Cruel Intentions. I have this feeling.
Oh my god, dude! Look at him, so cruel in his intentions.
You guys are assholes.
You look good. You dressed up for tonight? Fucking A.
I put on a coat. Because I wanted to give an impression of what we should look like on our YouTube.
I like it. Okay, I agree.
Listen, Sean, Ellie could walk in here, look at you, not even remember you, and she'd just be like, "He dunk."
You know, hey Eddie, doesn't like Sean
I
look
don't know
like
what that means.
He's drunk.
Like Office BJ Novacek when he's like all like prepped out and everything.
Yes, like when he comes back to the office as a dick. Yes,
he looks pretty cool, dude.
Yeah. Hold on, Pam. 1 second.
You included Mike Myers. Why?
Because he was in it, man. It was like, hey, that's Mike Myers.
Who else am I gonna?
You didn't even put Sam Jackson.
Roth?
Samuel Jackson. You didn't put Samuel Jackson. Why not?
He was the narrator. Welcome to another episode of 3.5 Gentlemen, the podcast, where 3 of the 4 hosts provide a refined and intellectual analysis of movies from our private collections, and one of us tries desperately to keep up. We'll let you know which host is which. But
So
for now, my name
already.
is Sean, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts Jeremiah,
Garlami, yo,
Eddie,
Buongiorno,
and Brandon.
We say sweet.
This season, we've decided that each host will pick a film from each decade from the 70s to today that exemplifies that time period. Some of the films will be underrated, some classics, while others will be overrated piles of cinematic crap.
Eddie.
To finish off each decade, the hosts will have a group pick that is sure to delight. As with every review we give, our goal is to answer one simple question: how many drinks does it take to get through the film we've just watched? At the end of the podcast, we'll rate the film based on a scale of 0 to 5. 0 is the perfect film that you can watch stone cold sober, and 5 being the sort of film that you would rather carve your forehead.
Wow, jeez. I mean,
Who
I don't know.
proofread?
We weren't going to do Blazing Saddles.
How about we
In
just
addition to our review-
how we shoot each other in the face or something?
In addition to our review, we pair our
Not a good look.
cocktail that we hope will enhance the viewing experience. This season, we want to focus a little more on the cocktail. So please feel free to shake, stir, or mix the cocktail that we've chosen and settle in for what we hope will be an engaging review. With that,
Basing it off of Sean so far, it's going to be engaging.
What movie do we have rummaging through World War II this evening, gentlemen?
Well,
Yes.
Tonight we have our final group selection for the 2000 films, and this one was selected by our audience, also known as me. What the hell is this supposed to mean, Sean?
No, it was our audience.
It
Our
was our
audience said,
audience
"Where's
pick.
the Tarantino?"
And
That
I
was the
stepped
big
up for you guys.
question.
Remember that. I stepped up for
Yes,
you
he
guys.
did.
I
Yes,
said,
he
I'd
did.
take this one. Anyway.
Wait. So this is wait.
No,
So
wait,
this
wait.
is your pick, or this is
Well,
a
I mean,
group pick?
No,
my
this is
pick.
an audience pick. They've been asking like,
It's an
where's the
audience pick,
Tarantino
bro.
films?
It
It's
is
a my
audio.
pick.
It's an
No,
audience
you
pick.
pick Gladiator.
Oh, I
motherfucker.
did pick Gladiator. Anyway, tonight we have our final group selection for our 2000 films, and this one was selected by one of our audience members. So thank you out there for you. Sean received an email asking, quote unquote, "Where's the Tarantino?" which I think we've all been saying except for Sean. And now we are delivering it just for you. We've picked 2009's World War II themed film, Inglourious Basterds, spelled incorrectly in every single way. This over-the-top violent alt history film is rated an incredible 8.3 on IMDb,
Yes,
has
it
a
is.
critic score of 89%
Perfect.
and an audience score of 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So it's not 69 on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
No, and it's not 100% on critics'
That's
score.
the original. That's the original.
That's the
Inglourious
correct
Basterds,
spelling. That's the
which
correct spelling. Of it.
apparently are.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
We should have done something with milk. God damn it.
Damn it.
That would have been good. All right,
No,
anyway.
Scotch is good.
In Nazi-occupied France during World War II, also known by the insiders as WWII, a plan to assassinate Nazi leaders by a group of Jewish U.S. soldiers coincides with the theater owner's vengeful plans for the same result. The film has an all-star, and I'm talking about all-star cast, including Brad Pitt, who literally is my dream man, my crush. I will leave my wife yesterday for Brad Pitt. Christoph Waltz, I don't know, he's a good...
I mean,
Yeah.
we should say Academy Award winning Christoph
Two-time
Waltz.
Academy Award
Yes,
winning.
yes.
Christoph Waltz. Diane Kruger, who I think we all fell in love with in National Treasure. Is that right?
No, Troy.
Oh, yeah, she was good in that.
Speaking of
Michael
falling in
Fass-
love, Michael Fassbender. Oh yeah,
Michael
I will.
Fassbender.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
and he's got a big
interesting.
penis.
He does. Shame. Let's go with Daniel Bruhl, who is Eddie's guy. Apparently after.
I love Daniel Bruhl. He's
I
fantastic.
mean, yeah. BJ Novak, who that is obviously Sean's man crush. And then we have Mike Myers, who's just thrown in here because he was in a scene for about 2 minutes. So thanks for that on the script. And it's directed by Quentin Tarantino. There we go.
There you go. Before we get into our cocktail selection, we need to talk about whose film this is, and additionally, what our initial impressions of the movie were before sitting down to watch it. Since this is a group pick, but Brandon really carried the torch for this film and whatnot. Brandon, tell us why you picked this film, or why did you actually go to the flagpole for
Why
this
did
film?
the group? Yeah, why did
Why did the
pick
group?
this?
Yeah, well, I mean, so I've been wanting to do Tarantino forever because I love Tarantino, and we could have a whole entire podcast on Tarantino. And I think Jeremiah, we could talk. Eddie, we could talk. Sean, you would just shake your head the entire time. But I was really upset because I wanted to do Pulp Fiction for the 90s, and I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger. So finally, we got a chance to kind of make up for it with Inglourious Basterds. And it's a movie that I saw in theaters. And I saw in theaters. Sean, did we watch it together? Did we go?
You know what? I don't think we did because I watched it with Daniel. Me and Daniel and Derek went out to when you remember when you were annexed and working
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah,
Sports Chalet.
I
Yeah.
might have been there.
I think
I
I
took it
want
to
to
the
say
limit.
Eddie was there too.
Wait, Eddie, I thought I was with you.
That makes sense because I was not part of the group.
I watched this one a couple times with both of you guys.
I
separate
want to
times.
say we went to Orange County to watch it with Daniel.
Yes.
Well, last time I checked, it's my first impression, Sean. So anyway,
All right.
I loved it when I saw it in
Brandon, you
theaters.
asked me, bro. You asked me about mine. It's not like I was interjecting.
Listen, it's
You
like a
fucking
rhetorical.
asked me.
No, it's a rhetorical question. You just kind of sit there and nod like you're going to do the rest of this entire podcast, and then be like, "Ooh, too much blood."
Yes.
But
I'll
anyway,
nod, yes.
This is
Love it. I love it.
Tarantino. Tarantino's a fucking god. He is amazing. I love Tarantino. I will defend Tarantino to the censors and to Sean's in the world. And I think Inglourious Basterds it's not his best, but damn it, it's a good one and it's enjoyable. And I loved watching it again because it's been a couple years since I've seen it. So
Eddie, what Eddie,
Mhm.
take us through your first impression.
I love this Quentin Tarantino movie. This is one of my favorites of his movies. I think it's because I never really got into Pulp Fiction. I know. I'm sorry about that.
we're gonna have to watch it together.
I like Django, but I thought this movie was 10 times better than Django.
Jackie Brown.
I also Reservoir Dogs. Was that also Tarantino?
That was his first.
Yeah.
That was his first,
Yeah.
man.
That one is.
It was
that one's a little bit
also
bloodier.
Hold on. It was also Quarantino.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino. Why do you say it that way?
What?
That's how you just said it.
I said Quentin Tarantino. I don't know what you're talking about.
man, he likes
but
walk
you gotta
climbing.
interfere. Is this how you do all night? Because you're dressed
Drunk.
up
He's
and you're dapper?
blitzed right now. He's dapper
Yeah,
and
you're
he's blitzed.
dapper and jeez. Okay, so my first impression of this movie was happy thoughts because I watched this movie multiple times, and it's a movie that it's a masterpiece. I think it's one of
Happy thoughts with this one.
this is it's historical.
It's good.
It's
historical.
It's historical. It's an A+ in my book. Go on,
Oh my god.
Jeremiah.
whiskey.
First impression.
Never leave it
Yo,
on
I must have saw this film numerous times when it came out in the theaters because I just couldn't get enough of it. I thought it was something totally different than what we saw with Grindhouse Pictures and then Kill Bill.
yeah.
I mean, I think this movie just brought it to another level, and I've always seen it every once in a while, but I haven't seen it in a very long time. But it was a real amazing treat to go see it again because I think the acting is great. I think the writing is great, and plus, we'll be talking about it in the film. probably hands down one of my favorite scenes of all time, and I love that I actually talked with you guys about it.
Oh yeah, and Christoph Waltz.
All right, so my first impression was this.
Mm.
I do not like Quentin Tarantino generally.
Mm.
I think that he is a fantastic writer of dialogue.
Start the hate mail.
No.
So tell me why you don't like him.
No, let Sean finish. Let Sean finish.
I would like to know the answer to that.
He interrupted me a couple times.
Because he's ultra violent, and I don't appreciate the ultra violence.
And you also went and saw this movie in Orange County. We know.
So I went and saw this movie, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Christoph Waltz was, and I've seen Pulp Fiction. I've seen what's that movie with Christian Slater?
Kill Bill?
No, that's True Romance. He
True
wrote that.
True Romance. The scene with Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken, great scene written by Quentin Tarantino. I think Quentin Tarantino is a great writer. I think Kill Bill, like I said, I love Kill Bill. My problem is always going to be that Quentin Tarantino is ultra violent, and I don't appreciate it like other people do.
Sean, I need to ask you a serious question, Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
I have.
And thoughts? I know that we're doing this one, but
I've legitimately seen Pulp Fiction.
No. I'm saying, what do you think? Do you like it?
I do, but it to me that gets carried away with the violence, and I think it's less so than other of his projects. So,
what would you rather have?
What do you mean?
What do you want? You want a hand? Like you want? What do you want?
He wants Encanto. Who doesn't want Encanto at this point?
We don't talk about Bruno.
No.
All right, let's talk a little about the cocktail selection, Eddie.
As we mentioned earlier, with each movie, we try to pair the tone, feel, and the overall impact of the story with a cocktail. This season, we really want to discuss the cocktail and more, and how it links up with the movie selection. Everyone who listens knows that when we finally watch a Bond movie,
which is literally like 3 episodes away.
Actually,
we said that.
Don't hold your
next
breath.
episode.
We said that last.
Is it the next episode? No, it's 2 episodes away.
No, it's the next episode because we're gonna be doing our special 75th episode.
Skyfall's next.
We keep saying it 3 episodes away, bro. I've said that like 3 times.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
We pair it with a vodka martini, shaken not stirred, with a lemon peel. I really want to try that drink.
I say we just do a beer that day.
But tonight's cocktail was chosen by the audience. So, audience. Yeah, they chose it, right? Or no? Who chose it?
Audience.
I think Jeremiah chose it.
Oh, Jeremiah chose the cocktail?
Okay.
I didn't know that. Sorry.
So, tonight's cocktail.
All
right. Tonight's cocktail is 3 whiskeys with the correct hand gesture for fear of having your balls blown off and die in a hell of gunfire at the eve of your birth of your son.
Hell of a way to go out.
Michael Fassbender said in the film, and I'll have my scotch right here. Well, there's a special rung in hell reserved for people who waste good scotch. Seeing as I might be wrapping my door momentarily, and
drink, everyone drink.
He drinks.
Cheers.
And I must say, damn good stuff, sir. To make this 3 whiskey, you just need 3 clean glasses, and
No, 3 moderately clean glasses. Did you see the cleanliness of the glasses in that basement bar?
You just need 3 good glasses to get the scotch inside you and whiskey and whatnot, and then just have a nice 2-pair finger pour into each glass. You should be fine. There you go. Enjoy the drink. Go for it.
So wait, what is our go-to whiskeys?
They had 2 whiskeys. They had 2 different ones. They had like an expensive one. And
it was the Highlander Scotch.
So wait, what is your go-to whiskey? Because I'm going to tell you right now, mine's Fireball.
That's not whiskey.
That's not whiskey.
Spring Break.
I just want to throw that out there.
This is what you have with that. Okay, this is your whiskey right here, Brandon. That's shit whiskey, bro. That's shit whiskey.
This is why you're disappointing as a friend.
Just let you know. Just enjoy the scotch. Fine.
No,
enjoy it. You can just go to our website at thegentlemanpodcast.com or on our Instagram at the.gentlemanpodcast.
The scotch does mean a lot, but the scotch that you want to drink is anything with a Glen in it. Glenfiddich, Glen Morangi, Glenlivet, anything with a Glen.
That's really good.
Macmillan's?
Glen Macmillan.
There's no Glen in Macmillan's.
Get yourself a 30-year-old scotch barrel.
Glen McKenna. Glen Miller Orchestra. All of that is fantastic.
McCormick's.
Let's start with the review. Let's get into this shit.
Let's talk about the first part of this film.
Yeah.
Let's just go right into it.
let me
Five
just say
chapters.
this.
Five
Okay,
chapters.
as much as I don't like Quentin Tarantino, I think this exchange between Christoph Waltz and the Frenchman farmer and the Jews hiding under the floorboards is perhaps
Just say
one
it.
of the greatest scenes of all time.
It is the best written scene in the history of cinema. It's if you're trying to figure out how to create suspense and you want to be a filmmaker, all you have to do is watch this one scene. And I'm really, this whole movie has just different versions of that scene. It's different versions of people sitting down with this knowledge that they know something that the other person knows that they know. And you know that it's going to end up violent. And it's just this waiting game. And each and every time, whether it's at the beginning or it's at the underground bar where everybody's pointing guns at each other's balls.
The basement bar that nobody wants to fucking go to.
It's a game of poker, man.
I honestly,
the whole movie.
Poker,
I honestly think that seriously, like this is probably one of the best opening scenes of just cinema history. Like it's 20 minutes of just master class of like tension, just writing and directing, and
it's
just
Hitchcockian,
it's
100%.
just so good. Like it's seriously, like I have to say, it's one of the greatest opening sequence in film's history because Christoph, I think he's the terrifying. His performance stole that movie right there and then. It's just so amazing.
That one, yeah.
There are certain scenes in films that win people Academy Awards, and I believe that if you go back and watch a movie like The Fighter, and I watched The Fighter with Brandon.
The birthday cake scene.
And I leaned over to Brandon in the birthday cake scene, and I said, "He just won the fucking Academy Award."
I will vouch for that story right there because I remember it. And I agree.
This is Christoph Waltz's Academy Award winning scene. He was, without a doubt, the most ruthless / compassionate / terrifying. Everything about his character was just full, and he repeated it. And I do believe he repeated this scene with the dessert at wherever he was with the French girl.
Yes, Shoshana.
Every time he was on screen, every moment that Christoph Waltz was on screen, he was fucking both terrifying and fabulous. This was his movie. It was fabulous.
Did anyone notice in the beginning of the film when he gets introduced to the Frenchman's like the family and everything like that? There's a scene there, and I must have missed it so many times. And then I read something about it like a while back, and there's a scene there where he actually grabs one of the wrists, one of the daughter's wrists,
the youngest,
and he's feeling the pulse. He's literally feeling the pulse, and that's why she gives that look at him like, I fucked up. It's the most craziest thing. Like he's so ahead of everyone. He's smarter than everyone. And that scene right there, if you watch it, audience members, you will literally see him actually grabbing the wrist and he's feeling the pulse, not just to be all pleasant and all nice and sweet.
All creepy.
He's there to just like actually get information, and it's the scariest fucking thing.
So there's a reason why he is a colonel, and he is pretty much like the left-hand man of finding people. They send him to France to find the last remaining Jews that are hiding, and there's a reason why, because he's obviously the guy that refines them, and so he definitely plays his part. Hans is amazing in this movie.
Hans Landa is the greatest character, and I would argue this: Hans Landa is the greatest character that Quentin Tarantino's ever created.
So, Sean, I want to ask you this because you're kind of our Hitchcock guru, I guess, of the four of us. Is this not Hitchcock? And we're talking about Christoph Waltz, and I'm not trying to take this away from Christoph Waltz. But
it's totally totally Hitchcock.
The writing is so perfect, and it's that same kind of analogy, or not analogy, but the thing that Hitchcock said about, you have somebody talking at a table and waiting, and then you show that there's a bomb under the table, and it's this idea that suspense, right?
Yeah, it's Bond. It's the same concept. Hitchcock started it. Bond contributed to it. It's this concept that the person who's doing the interview knows exactly what the truth is, and they are trying to trap the person into the truth. And so I do believe that this opening sequence between Hans Landa and Frenchman is, I will say this with all reverence and all beauty, I think this is Quentin Tarantino's masterpiece dialogue. I think this scene is better than any other scene he's ever produced in any movie he's ever made. It is
I'd agree.
fucking perfection.
Yeah,
Jared, what do you think? I'd agree with that.
I have to agree with you with that. It's not my favorite scene in the movie, but it's hands down his best scene. Like,
wait, what's your favorite scene? I thought that this was going to be it.
No.
How is it? What scene is better than this?
I'll talk you. We'll talk about the bar scene. And I just think it's just it has that same atmosphere where it's just it's tension and it's just like you feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Making these scenes though, is he not? Is he not?
He is.
Yeah,
Dialogue.
Every movie can out there. Kill Bill, the one with Bill and Uma Thurman, the very end.
Kill Bill.
Yeah. Well, Bill and what's her name?
So.
Yeah,
but you're right.
There's scenes that he knows how to make these scenes, and they're beautiful.
But I feel like he's a master craft in this one, dude. He crafted his skills on this one with that scene.
Even and I know that it's an underrated scene.
Reservoir Dogs.
No, I'm talking about Django Unchained, which is my least favorite of Quentin Tarantino's. Christoph Waltz again, when he's talking about Alexander Dumas, and he's talking about the Count of Monte Cristo, and he's painting this picture, and then revealing that Alexander Dumas is black to a racist Leonardo DiCaprio. That is also one of those scenes that just it's almost like it resonates so beautifully with Quentin Tarantino. And what would you call it, Brandon? Would you call it his mythos, his whatever you want to call it?
Mojo.
He creates. So I mean, you go online and all you have to do is just look like Quentin Tarantino interconnected stories, right? He's created an entire world that no longer exists within our own world, and that's
Tarantino universe.
The Tarantino universe, right? Because they're saying, okay, well, World War II ended differently than World War II actually ended, and then we get into Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and the Tate murders never actually happened, right? So he's taking history and saying, fuck it, why go and revel in the shit of history? Why not have that cathartic moment of like, let's let the bad guy lose, and then let's beat the shit out of the bad guy.
I will tell you right now, Quentin Tarantino has this knack for bringing you into a story with two characters that you really don't care about and make you care about the characters.
Okay, so I've done a lot of like studying up on Tarantino because in order to write dialogue as in a script form, you look at somebody like Tarantino, you look at him and you say, oh my god, this is the quintessential. There you go. Format. See what I did there? But what I am fascinated about, and this is more of a personal fascination, is that I love movies that try to capture realism. I like the idea of realism, realistic dialogue. I don't like fancy dialogue. And then you have somebody like Quentin Tarantino who writes dialogue that is so anti-realism, right? Nobody actually talks like the way that Quentin Tarantino's characters
is not realistic.
It's not realistic, but there's something fantastic about it.
This is what he's all about, man. It's almost like kind of like it's a balance between an altered reality and an expanding imagination. And that's where he's at regarding to what Quentin Tarantino brings on the table and everything like that. You guys are also talking about Hitchcock and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That scene, when you look at that Frenchman or the farmer's face and you see him break down, literally, and it's up close. I mean, you're right. I mean, that has a Hitchcock vibe to it where you literally see like the soul crush of a man, half what he used to be right there. It is the most craziest thing to watch that.
But I mean, not to just dwell on that. We're on the first scene of the fucking movie. If you progress during the movie, you have that same uncomfortable moment when you're waiting for the cream. In his scene, in Christoph Waltz scene with Shoshana, I think is the character.
Yeah, Madame Dubreuil.
Yeah, Madame Dubreuil. You've got this, like, it's almost like every time Christoph Waltz is on screen, you're gutted. You are exposed to the Nazi Empire and you are going to fall. And that, to me, is exactly what Quentin Tarantino wanted. He wanted you to feel like you were less than, like you were exposed, and you feel naked and afraid.
So, I mean, if you look at this movie, you can almost break it down into four major scenes, or I think four major movements, and they're all revolving around a conversation where somebody knows something that the other person doesn't want them to know, right? And the first one is this opening scene with the farmer. The next one is the scene with the cream and Shoshana. The next scene is the bar. And the next scene after that is the scene where Brad Pitt and Eli Roth are trying to act off as Italians, right? So you got
the
these
bar
four
scene
scenes.
is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, but all of these are about one person knowing something and keeping it contained, right? That's not about acting; it's about letting other people squirm on the hook, just because you can let them squirm on the hook. I mean, that's true evil right there.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to like now the next part where you see the Bastards and you see Brad Pitt, and I feel like this is like
the Bear Jew, man.
Yeah,
It was
Quentin
awesome.
Tarantino's like this is his Dirty Dozen. This is his
Yes.
Where Eagles There, his Guns of Navarone. Like this is the bunch of guys on a mission type of movie. This is the movie that he wanted to do. He's been trying to do this movie for 10 years, and I just love Brad Pitt's introduction. He has like this kind of like this Leave Marvin like John Wayne, like we're gonna get this,
Tennessee
and
accent,
I want to get all the scouts in my head. I mean, it is such a good scene that you get to the introduction of the Bastards. What do you guys think about that?
It's crazy. So I watching it again and really kind of looking for it. I was surprised at how little Brad Pitt is in this movie. This movie is not nearly about him at all.
It's Christoph Waltz.
It's Christoph Waltz, and it's also Shoshana, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Shoshana is the main person in this movie.
Yeah,
It
100%.
starts from the very beginning of the movie as them two, and then in the middle they sprinkle in everyone, and then the very end it comes back to them two again.
What do you think? Do you think this is like his foreign film? Like it's mostly just there's hardly any like people regarding to like Brad Pitt, an American actor or anything like that.
Daniel Burl, how do you say it?
Brul. Fassbender?
I'm
What's Fassbender from?
All I think about is Brule from Civil War, right? So Civil War is a great movie.
Oh my God, Sean, are you going to make it through this thing?
Are you
I am. I'm
slurring your words?
No.
Brr.
Daniel Brule.
We've already been there.
Continue.
So
Frederick.
I hope we don't edit any of this out.
Yeah. What I really like is his relationship with Shoshana. I like his shut up, guys.
Oh my God.
I like his whole scene with Shoshana in I feel
chapter
like
5 or in the very beginning.
No, I mean even from like chapter 2.
No, it was chapter 3.
3.
Sweet.
I feel like he created this innocent German persona, and yes, he was in the Dark Tower.
But he turns at the end.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter though. But he creates this, and to me, Quentin Tarantino does this beautifully. He creates these perceptions of characters and then reveals who the characters actually are.
Well,
and I think that's really big.
What I think is it's interesting because it really was Quentin Tarantino addressing, I think, something that a lot of people have always thrown at him, which is that he is just not a good person, right? That Quentin Tarantino has been painted as this evil person who just glorifies violence, and Sean, I know you could probably talk on that a little bit, but this idea that what he's showing here is that no Nazi was good. No Nazi who had anything decent.
I think that's the truth, Brandon. I think.
Oh no. But what I'm saying is, that so many people, I think, throughout Tarantino's first 6 films, right? They look at somebody and they look at him and say, well, he's sadistic and he is just, they throw all sorts of labels on him. And this is him saying, no, I want to see good people destroy the bad people.
I think that the benefit of this film, the positive of this film, is that Nazis are painted as fucking Nazis, and that the good guys win, and the good guys not only win, but they fucking kill the Nazis.
I scene at the end with Hitler getting just shot up.
But just watching the swastika carved on Hans Landa's head, I think that there's this concept that Quentin Tarantino has kind of embraced, which is Jews win, Hitler loses. And it's wonderful to watch because the Jews fucking kill.
So I actually love that there's a metaphor in this movie, and that's how cinema was able to save the world in this multi-universe
that's
universe.
So Tarantino, yeah.
Right? Cinema saved it. When you think about it, who's the spy? An actress and a
Diane
film credit,
Kruger.
right? Where is this taking place? In a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? It's like cinema saved the world from this evil that's happening in this movie, and it's so
I
fucking
agree with you.
Tarantino.
Yeah, you have a director there. You have an actress and an actor. I think also, right? Fassbender is a little bit of both. Or
He's a film
producer.
critic. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool to see different aspects of. They're all mixed in with this cinema. Like they're this I don't know. Like you said, the Dirty Dozen. I do like how the Bastards, like there's this. They knew about them and they're like, hey, like
They're
it's
fucking
almost,
terrified of them.
it almost makes you
Dude,
think
that
like
scene.
it makes you look into it. Like
Woo.
I bet there was a World War II like Dirty Dozen that no one knows about, and they were just there to kill shit and just like.
I thought this was a true story of that, bro.
Even
know.
if there wasn't, even if this is all
There was an
reality,
Avenger cruise.
which
There was like a
I
Avenger
mean,
cruise.
But let's assume this is all reality, like Quentin Tarantino loves to do.
Conspiracy
It
theories.
still is fucking great. Like watching the Nazis get fucking destroyed by the bastards it's entertainment.
Yes.
You actually take pleasure, and I'm telling you this from a non-violent person.
With scalping them.
I had a hard
but
time watching that.
But you take pleasure because you have this right concept that Nazis need to fall, and you have this story that facilitates the fall of the Nazis. You have this story that facilitates the murder of Hitler, and that right there, it gets you to this point where you literally are rooting for Brad Pitt and the Bastards to fuck up the Nazis
and capture them.
You know it's so good, dude. It's like Quentin Tarantino knows how to put music into films, and there's no composer here. He used a lot of like old 60s and 70s music to put in this film. He's like on the top on another level where music supports the film. It's another character, and I love what he does in Inglourious Basterds.
But he also brings in a David Bowie song, which just comes out of nowhere,
and it fits, dude.
It fits perfect. It's so perfect. So I want to talk about one of the Bastards because
which one?
Again,
BJ?
watching it, just chill out. Watching it again.
The bear?
You know, I'm getting there, okay? Jesus Christ, Ed.
Is it Dominico?
I swear to God, I will literally go Dominico on your ass.
Come over here, brother.
I would love to, actually. Anyway, let's just go ahead and say it. Friggin' Eli Roth. He's hilarious. He's so fucking funny in this movie.
Donnie,
like he's got
Donnie.
three scenes really.
Yes.
And he owns it. And you only think of Eli Roth as like that fucker who made Hostel. But he fucking owned this movie, and I loved it.
He also made a movie in this movie. You know that?
Was that?
He also made the movie.
Oh yeah, he made the movie in the movie.
Yeah. What's it called? Paths or what?
Something of Angels.
Yeah, something like that.
One of the things about this movie that I think was phenomenal was and I'm gonna say it, and it's gonna sound slightly racist, I guess.
Jesus.
Is the uplifting of the Jewish characters? I liked that the Jewish characters destroyed the Nazi characters. Like that to me was justice. It was like giving them power, and I think that. We watch these beautiful movies like Schindler's List and other films, but to watch the literal Jews kill Hitler, it was cathartic. There was a catharsis
but
there.
More than that, it's also the scene, or I guess whatever the message that Shoshana gives right before she kills them all, is that idea that you've been taken down by a Jew. Like, you want to root for everybody at that point. You just want to, celebrate with her.
Agree.
It's done so well, and it's, and then, I mean, you can say it's comically violent, but literally watching Hitler dissolve.
It was violent. It was
no. But what I'm saying is, it's watching Hitler dissolve into nothing.
Yes.
It's got so many bullet holes. You're just sitting there going like, yeah, add some more.
You know what I really love also is Brad Pitt's group and Shoshana's group. They don't even know that they're both doing the same mission a little bit.
The exact same thing.
And it's so beautiful. Like they're there to like stop the Nazi army and to stop the Nazi just everything. Stop War too.
I really love like the actual Tarantino's version of how Hitler didn't take his life, but being shot in the face by a couple of Jewish American soldiers. That's his history, and that's so fucking amazing just to see that. I mean, it's violent,
justice, right?
but it was just like, fuck, that I remember seeing that, and still was watching it the other week. And I was like, "Fuck, that's hardcore, dude." I mean, dude, it's
ripping
great.
up his face, just like erasing him from history almost.
And this is, and I don't mean to say it like this, but this is the thing that about the movie that really made me okay with the violence is that it was the Jews perpetrating the death of Hitler. Like that makes me, it made me almost happy. Like it almost made me like justified in the movie.
Oh, it does.
Which is weird for me because it was a very violent movie.
Yeah. So I know we're getting on, but I want to talk too about Jer's scene. We need to talk about the war scene.
Let's talk about that scene in about 5 minutes. I want to talk about the scene where Londa actually meets Shoshana the second time in the restaurant. And my question to you guys is this: Does he know? Does he know that's her?
No,
that's in my thing. Yeah, I think he
Wait,
does.
let's put it this way. Okay, Eddie, go. Tell me why he doesn't think it's her.
So I think so. He's always on his guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes him so special.
Exactly.
So when he was smoking, like he's reading people 24/7. So that one lady said, "Oh, I have something else for you," and he's reading her. So she passed. She barely passed. She's like yes, like she was smoking, but you saw like this. If she would have like kept smoking, like in a panic. Like she calmed down. So at first she was panicking, and he's like, "Oh, just calm down, He's
talking about cream when the whole thing at the dairy farm was about milk. I mean, he
knows. I don't think he does. He's questioning.
Eddie, you are so wrong.
No, because it can go either way. Because
it could go either way.
Because Eddie's right. Because he is a detective. He will. His last thing to do is actually let this happen.
Like Sherlock Holmes.
This one got by him. This one got by him, I think. He does.
So then let me follow up with this.
He got Diane Kruger so fast.
At what point does Hans Landa does he change over and decide that he's going to help the downfall of Hitler?
Is it right there and then?
Does that happen?
My other question is it right there and then where he knows it's her, and right there and then he makes that decision like, I'm going to play my cards in this one.
He's going to play it, and he can play it either way, right? If she wins, then he can take the approach that he did. And if she gets killed off, then he's going to be the one to take her down.
He just knew he was on the losing side with his commander, who was a fucking prick. Like he just knew, like, Hitler. He just knew, like, Hans was like, we're going to lose sooner or later. Like, I just think, I think
he figured it out.
I don't think he knew I think he was questioning it. Like he was questioning, like, how did you get everything checked out? So he couldn't be like, I'm just going to kill you. It has to be like something that has to not check out for him to go after it.
What about Sean? What do you think?
I was going to say Sean's having a drunk catatonic sleep over there.
I'm not having anything. I think Eddie's.
Wait for the cream.
I think Eddie is. I think Eddie is right. I think that Hans Landa may or may not have known, but he used that situation. Which I think he suspected that Shoshana was the escaped Jew. I think he used that to his advantage with Brad Pitt to secure his freedom. I think that he saw the writing on the wall that Hitler was going down. And I think that he used that whole situation to try and escape what was coming.
Interesting. I can see it can go either ways. That's why I asked this question.
Was that Winston Churchill? Was that supposed to be Winston Churchill?
Oh, the Operation Kino part?
Yeah.
With Mike Myers?
Dude, did anyone recognize Mike Myers at the first time, or were you just like,
Mike Myers?
I did, yeah.
Of course you recognized him.
Cheerio.
Fantastic.
I started laughing the first time I saw him. I was like,
did anyone recognize that was Michael Fassbender for the first time? I was like, oh, shit.
That was before I really knew Michael Fassbender. I think that was right when he was turning into this American actor.
It was right before he started the
X-Men,
the Alien.
Yeah, Prometheus.
Right.
Prometheus.
So I want to say this one thing. So Hans, when he was talking in about the cream, his quote was, they were smoking cigarettes. He gave her a cigarette, right? He's very slow playing. So he said, I do have something else I wanted to ask you. And he gave her the cigarette, and he was smoking. And he waited for like 3 seconds, and she's just like, she didn't break. So I think he was suspicious, but I don't think he knew. And then from there, he said, but right now, for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. Oh, well, it must not be important. It's just like he's a detective, and this one got by him. I really think that's...
And dude, let's just talk about just a scene where how you just watch her face, and the moment she, Landa leaves, she just breaks down and you don't see it. But God, that acting is so fucking good.
Great, fantastic.
Hey, what's Cardigan Hall?
Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie Hall? Yeah, what is that?
It's a major like
Like
you would
art
call it a
museum?
theater. It would no, it's not.
It's a music music hall.
Yeah, it's a music hall.
Well,
Sean, do you want to
guys
just
know
give
how
us
get
your
there, right?
Sean? Do you want to
You
give
guys
us
get there.
your score?
Practice.
So
Because I feel like you're gonna pass out right now.
let's talk about we all agree that probably hands down for Quentin Tarantino, like the first scene of this movie is probably his best scene ever.
Yes.
My favorite scene in this movie has to do with the bar scene, and I'm just gonna
bar
break
scene,
it down.
bro.
Just why I figured like this is probably one of my favorite scenes of all time.
Sean.
That was the biggest yawn, and it's only 9:50, bro.
Okay, let me ask you, what time did you start drinking today?
8:20.
Oh man, dude.
Oh, everyone's gonna hear that yawn, bro.
I'm here, bro. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Let's continue, bro.
So I know that everyone talks about the first part of the film is like one of the best things that Quentin Tarantino's ever directed, but for me, hands down, the bar scene is one of my favorite scenes of all time. Seriously, I feel like this should be used as a template for all feature screenwriters to show how to capture a scene. It's brilliant filmmaking, yo. Like it's a 10-minute of tension that builds up, then explodes to like this 15 seconds of blood and mayhem and action. And then before it ends, we're in another standoff and it knocks us on our back. Seriously, greatest scene ever, hands down. It is so great.
I have to jump on that. And just, it starts, almost as soon as the meeting in the basement of it's a bar, but in the basement.
Who meets in a basement? That is the stupidest place to meet ever.
Fighting in the basement offers a lot of difficulties. It's, one, you're in the fucking basement, like it's funny because you start thinking and you go walk in there and they're playing the game, Headbands. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I'm like, oh my God.
10-minute tension build up.
It's amazing.
We have already talked a lot about Tarantino's ability, but
yes.
I think we need to talk about it some more, is that his ability as a writer and a director. Jesus, Sean, sorry to bore you.
Wait. Sean, if you're gonna yawn, try to yawn away from the
yawn
mic.
outside of the camera. He's doing a part of
Because this is when
of,
you get Diane Kruger, and
Yeah.
she plays a very small part of the movie, but it was beautiful.
But what Tarantino does is he breaks every rule of filmmaking, and that's he slows everything down. Right?
Yep.
He slows it down so that it becomes all so uncomfortable to watch, because it's a Tarantino. You know that there's going to be bloodshed everywhere. You know that something's going to happen, but he lets it linger, and he lets it linger longer than you're supposed to let it linger. In screenwriting classes, they don't teach you to let it go that long.
Not only does he let it linger, but he creates this bar scene that has both tension, because you don't have like the birth of Maximilian. You've got this character that has kind of redeeming qualities. I don't remember what his name was.
Hugo's good.
Hugo was badass, dude.
And then you have Major Hellstorm, who also is really smart. You realize he was naming off stuff, and he was able to catch on real quickly.
Let me ask you something, bro. Do you think Major Hellstorm knew they were actually imposters? Right off the get-go.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I see that was accurate, because that's why he didn't leave. He was there integrating.
When he pulls the I'm just gonna
sit down,
joke. Yeah. Well, the joke, I'm mad, and how dare you question your captain or whatever like that. It doesn't seem natural enough, even for a Tarantino. It doesn't seem natural. I think he did know, and same thing. He was trying to play the Hans Landa. He was trying to play the cat and mouse game
with Fassbender.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing it well.
You know what was a giveaway, right? Before the whole 3 fingers and whatnot?
What gave away before that?
Hugo.
What?
Every officer knew who Hugo was, because he was actually a known person who killed 13 officers and whatnot. And he even said it, the narration of Sam Jackson pretty much said, every German officer know the picture and who that person was, Hugo, and he knew who he was, and that's why he was still staying there.
Yeah, I agree. Because instantly, as soon as Hans went in there, he's like, Hugo, hey.
So the question then is, why do none of these people act? Why do they let it linger so long, like a Cranberries song?
It's almost like a chess game when you think about it, man.
I was so hoping for it could have flipped right away. You could have had Hugo just slice the neck of the major, and then everyone would just kill all the other people. But I don't think they had enough firepower to kill.
Ammunition. No.
Yeah, that was the only thing.
Let me ask you something. Do you ever waste a good scotch a
It's
glass
a
of
beautiful
scotch.
quote.
Never.
I would drop it down a drain.
You have to finish it, or
Doesn't
you go
have-
to hell.
I will be in hell then,
Dude,
and I'll see you
how
there.
crazy the Major Hellstrom got fucked up in that movie. He seriously got his ball shot off, and then fucking Hugo was stabbing the fucking guy just left and
one way
right
to
in the
go
back,
out.
and then everyone was
Yes.
just blowing each other off and everything like that. And you're like, holy
Bro.
shit.
The little barmaid decides to get shot. Now it's sad.
Yes, just I mean, overall, you see Hellstorm. He pulled one on Fassbender's like, well, I'm about to blow off your testicles, and then Fassbender's like, I got your testicles too, and then they're like, well, I'm gonna drink this while I'm waiting here.
Yeah.
And then I just love how Hugo just comes over, and is like, fuck it, I'm here too, bro. It was a beautiful scene of like, hey, I'm with you. Like, let's fuck this
We're
up.
gonna
Just
fucking go out in the
Yeah.
blaze of glory right here. And
Yeah.
I love that
I like-
scene in the end where like Brad Pitt comes down and he's talking to Maximilian or whatever that fool's
Yes.
name is, and he was just like,
Max
Will.
is dead.
yeah,
Will.
oh my god, that
William,
seems so funny.
Wilhelm. Yeah, I love
They
how
get
like Mets can stand off, bro. Like this is not part of the treaty.
It's like, you got machine guns down there, we got grenades up here.
And I
That's a
love that
Mexican
she's the
standoff.
one, right? She's the one that blows him away at the end, which is just
Yeah.
That was
Amazing.
hardcore.
and Diane Kruger. We have to talk about Diane Kruger. You said it, Ed. It's a small part. It's a bit part, but damn it, she owns it so freaking well.
She does. And then it's just like the way, I mean, she went in as a spy, and then she ended up getting choked out by Hans in the.
That was a hardcore scene, dude.
That was a hardcore scene. I
That was
forgot
a
about
fucking
that scene.
I remember
hardcore
that
scene
in
to
the
watch.
theater.
Yeah.
That's a hard
I
one
was-
to watch.
I was trying to remember how did she die, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, she got choked out.
So for me, that scene and then the end where you see literally him carving the swastika, those are hard to watch.
Why did Landa actually take it so personal with Bridget? What's your opinion on that?
God, I don't really know because it kind of contradicts. It's almost like that's when he decides after he kills her. Like that was him actually acting. And when he killed her, he realized, hey, I can get something out of this. I can.
that's what makes me think.
And so I'm wondering if it was at
that's
that
when he
point.
decided.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he realized he's like, they're about to do this. If I like it or not, they have everyone in here.
Yeah.
And there's, this place is about to blow. So let me
The
get something
fact
out
that
of it.
the fact that they left Brad Pitt, he just left him there, knowing that he was that, the bastard.
And they left his people in the
Yeah.
seats. Like
Yeah.
made you think like, oh, Hans is already thinking the way out.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah, I agree with you.
So I think it was at that point that he decided he was gonna turn tail.
What do you guys think
So-
about Frederick Zoller? Right, Daniel Bruhl.
Sean, what do you
Sean,
think?
go ahead and try to
Do you
explain
think
what Bruce's name
do you really think he was a
A
German
rapist
hero?
asshole? Yes, I think he was a rapist asshole.
yes, but I don't think. I think the whole story is fabricated, and I think he just happened to be a survivor, and he just happened to. I don't think he killed everyone. I think that they died another way, and I think that's why.
That's interesting. 'Cause why he always walks away.
Yeah, I think he's a fake. I think he's a
Oh.
fraud. That's why
That's
he
a
can't
damn
watch
good
it.
story.
So-
Well, the film was
I
all
don't-
propaganda, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of felt kind of like a shame, like like a
That's a
like a
good
schmuck.
call, Ed.
Yeah,
That's
I
like your
just
big
think,
fish comment that
I
nobody
think-
can ever hear.
I think he just happened to have it. Like, oh, he made up the story of, and there's all these dead bodies there. He just happened to survive, and there's all those dead
No.
bodies there. I don't think he killed all of them. Because
I think he did. I think
in the
he
crow's
killed
nest,
all
let's
of
just
them.
be real. In the nest, they would have got him real fast. He wouldn't have killed
All
300
you gotta
people.
do
Is this
storm
like
him.
your Call of Duty experience, bro?
No, this is Saving Private Ryan. Okay, this is Saving Private Ryan. Okay, the
Sean, you
crow's nest,
cannot talk
they
about
get you
this.
right away as a sniper. They don't leave you there for 300
Barry
people.
Pepper.
Let's
No,
be
Barry
fucking real.
Pepper. Barry Pepper can shoot
Barry
anybody.
Pepper got
Yeah, if
blown
Barry
away,
Pepper
dude.
dies, then fucking Frederick Zoller died within like 10 people, bro.
I agree with you.
Don't you think that Revenge of the Giant Face is probably the best chapter of all the groups, of all the chapters in the movie? The last one.
Oh, okay.
Revenge, yeah, Revenge of the. It's national. It said the movie was National Pride. Or National
Nation-
Pride.
Nation-
Yeah,
Nation
but the
Pride.
chapter was the Revenge of the Giant Face, basically.
Yeah,
I like the way
mean,
it started.
No, yeah,
The woman in the red dress.
yeah. I think it's interesting because there's such a tonal shift, right? You have everything going, and it's very, very much World War II. And all of a sudden, then you go over and you're just in peace. Well, it's not peacetime, absolutely not peacetime, but it's non-active violence France and Paris. And you're just like, it makes you feel uncomfortable because it just throws you for a loop. You're not expecting it. So I think that it really is. It's brilliant filmmaking because the entire movie, you're never allowed to just relax. you're always feeling like you're on edge about something.
I love that shot actually when she actually walks out the door and the camera's just following her around the whole movie theater, and it has that kind of Kill Bill vibe, the same way how like Tarantino likes to do, like kind of like introduce like the whole like plan or the whole scene of what the last part of the movie is going to be. Such a badass fucking way how he does shit like that, guys.
Yeah, I agree. You know, if the shoe fits, you must wear it. So.
Ooh, look at that, yo. Oh, by the way, this is pretty cool right here. Did you guys ever wonder why Shoshana actually recorded herself in English to the whole, like, to do the whole film as an introduction?
It's because Tarantino's making an American film so that we wouldn't have to read the subtitles.
Dialogue.
Damn it, I was wrong.
It was pretty good. Actually, you know the reason why?
I was happy about it.
Is because Hans spoke to the farmer in English.
Oh.
And that was actually kind of going full circle regarding to...
She was
that was her
kill
plan all the way right there, man.
She was hoping
which
to kill
is sad. Which is sad that she never actually does. Because, I mean, we're assuming, right? He's got the swastika, but he's going to survive and he's going to go live in Nantucket.
No, I think he's dead, dude.
You think he's dead?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. I think they carved him up and they're going to let him go and he's going to carry that scar with him the rest of his life.
No.
But that's a good thing because that's a real issue that I know, after the war, whoever was in the Nazi army, I say army, but it's not army, but whoever was with the Nazi crew, they left Germany and they actually, there was this big, like, they're trying to find
Brazil.
Yeah, they were trying to find it. I know there's a show on it on Amazon, but they went down to Brazil, Argentina, but there was this big, like, hey, let's find everyone, all the major killers. I think it was Interpol or FBI at the time. I don't know, it was the time, but there was this big, this big manhunt for a bunch of killers by Sean. It makes you think, though, in like true life, like what, like no one knows. As soon as you take off the uniform, it's a true thing. Like they no one will know, and you watch, and that's kind of like what Brad Pitt says. As soon as you leave, you take off that uniform. No one's really
exactly.
Done. Yeah. And it's a gut feeling. Like, you know what? Fuck that. Hell yeah. Carve his fucking face up.
This is a first in 3.5 Gentlemen. Is that we actually know who the half gentleman is right now?
Yes, Sean.
We're all.
In case you guys are,
in
case you're trying to figure out why
man.
Sean has been so quiet, is that he can't hold his whiskey.
He 3 was too many for him.
Three was too many.
Right now, he is kneeling on a bathroom floor right now.
All right.
Is he in his office?
What we're gonna do, guys, is that we're gonna pause for a second, and then we're gonna get back to you. We need to find Sean. Actually, we might need to call someone to go over to his place.
Go pour yourself 3 fingers of whiskey, and we'll be back.
Yes. I like that. 3 fingers. That's a good one.
3 fingers.
Yes, it's always
3 fingers.
Wait a second. No, is that you're supposed to put in your throat, right? Remember in 21 Jump Street where he starts trying to finger each other in the throat.
That's a great movie.
Okay.
I love BJ when he says, "What do you mean the little man?" He was just like, "There's a name for me too. I'm the fucking little man. Like, what the hell's going on?" Like, he had no idea his nickname was the little man.
I heard that there was supposed to be like a TV show, like Quentin Tarantino went and made this as a miniseries or whatnot.
There's a Kill Bill 3.
That would be pretty cool, man. That would be pretty cool.
He's gonna do one more movie, and the question is, what's it gonna be? He's got a couple on the burner about all.
I bet you 5 to 1 it's gonna be his multi-universe of all the films. They're gonna be all connected in some ways, whatnot, and that would be the best way for him to leave.
Do you think Sean's turning bad?
I don't know. So I'm saying we should have gotten his damn score before he decided to leave.
How many drinks did he get? 1, 2, 3.
You know what we got here? This is something that's never happened, right?
I don't think we have ever had
I
don't think we ever had an episode where one guy just completely got shit-faced, crashed.
Buongiorno.
I think each of us have had at least one movie. I can remember
Harry Potter
2 for you, Jared. Harry Potter from me. Jared, I remember 2 for you.
No, I know one. I don't remember the other one, but I know Fight Club, shit-faced.
Fight Club, but there's also another one. I'm trying to think. Was it
Hangover? We were all shit-faced. Was it me?
There was one where you got amped. Like I was just like, what is going on with this dude? I love it.
I know mine.
Which one's yours?
Halloween. I was so drunk and I was just fighting for. I was fighting for the.
I was so.
So that was the reason.
Mad at you.
I was a little buzzed that day. So I'm thinking, I'm reliving the moment. I was like, why was I so for Halloween? I was like, I don't really know.
Like it really was a bad movie. Oh wait, hold on. He's calling back here. I'll put him on speaker. What's up, dude?
I'm not making it.
Yeah. No. Just keep shitting. It's cool. We'll wait.
No waiting. I'm not making it.
No. You're gonna make it in.
I'm not making it.
Yeah, that's good. No, keep recording.
Okay, listen.
They got through Hitler. He can get his ass over here.
They got through Hitler. You can get your ass in here for literally 2 minutes.
America.
Crawl.
No.
Tell his ass
You
to
can crawl. You can crawl. Take a trash can with you for both ends. That's
Why does he act like C-3PO when he gets drunk? He's like, "You go. I'm done for."
He does.
Sean.
Hashtag
Sean
drunk.
made it.
Oh no, it's hashtag drunk. Like
This is like
first
drunk
time,
history.
Yeah,
This is kind of
first time
this
drinking.
is history in the making that we never had this in an episode
We've
before.
never had this before. No.
How many movies? 75 movies or 70?
This is
We're-
74th, so yeah, this is a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean,
Let's do
turn off that light.
Oh, he's
We're gonna-
back! Look at
Turn off
him.
the light, Sean.
He's got
Turn
the
off
light. Blinded
Welcome, ladies
by
and gentlemen,
the
back
light.
to 3.5 Gentlemen,
Wrapped up
the
like a
podcast where Sean
dish
gets
in
his
the
ass
middle of the
literally
night.
hammered
He is lit up.
on microphone. He can't.
I give the movie a 2.
Could you elaborate?
All right, that brings us to the end of the podcast.
No, but I can-
Zero, the perfect
Hey,
movie.
let me get my review in.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There it is.
I give the movie a 2. It was too violent,
A happy buzz. Okay.
and
Wait.
I am drunk as fuck. And I apologize to the audience. And I'm gonna go throw up in the toilet.
Are you turning out the tub?
And the problem is that I have with the movie is it was too violent, and that's it. And good night.
What do you love about the
all.
movie? What was it about the movie you loved?
That's it.
Okay, we're gonna be doing this again, or what's up?
No, this is it.
Let's just see.
This is it. I love it.
Let's Jeremiah, your score.
So that brings us to the end of review. Now it's time for the podcast where each of the hosts provides a score on the following scale.
Yes, gentlemen, let's start with myself. All right, so it's Inglourious Basterds. So this movie is I really think it's a Tarantino masterpiece. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Tarantino. I can't even say his last name.
Quarantino, Jesus, how
Quentin
much did I whiskey give you?
It's Quentin Tarantino. I say it together. Tarantino. It's it's one of his movies that I really enjoy watching every time. It's a movie that I watched this morning and I was enjoying it the whole time. Like I waited the whole time before this episode. I watched this movie probably about at least a handful of times though. Like I really enjoyed every single time. It's a movie that hasn't really aged. 2009. It's a movie that I know it's a joke, but like overall the history is World War II, and it almost makes you question parts of the history with this movie. Is this true? Is this true? No way, this can't be true. But then it's part of it. I I think Brandon was saying like this is, or Jeremiah, you were saying like, is there true stories? This is partially true. I don't know.
No, I heard there was like an Inglourious Basterds. There were like the Bastards back in the day or some shit like that.
It was a group of Jewish army.
I don't know about that
enlisted.
part.
I think it's about that. It's like people who wanted to get bad at the Nazi. So this movie is honestly a movie that I like. It's almost like cameos of people, and everyone had a part of the chapters, and like it's a Tarantino. I keep saying it weird, and Brandon keeps looking at me funny, but it's just his type of movie, and you have to just really. It's our first movie of him, and honestly, it's a great movie. It's easy to get through. It's not hard to get through. I'm gonna give this honestly a 1.25. So this is just over. So it's a drink and a half of shot, right? So the shot is 0.5, so a half a shot, so 1.25. Brandon, let's go with you.
No, I can go with it, man.
Oh, Jerry, you go for it.
Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
Jeremiah.
All right, everyone. I'm going to keep it short and for reals here, my friends. Inglourious Basterds isn't only the most entertaining Quentin Tarantino film, but I think it's his most underrated masterpiece and his most ambitious work to date. It's a balance of off-the-wall violence and action and dark humor and a love tribute to like old cinema and fantasies and things like that. Everything comes full circle with the acting, the writing, and directing. Hands down, it is a piece of work, and I love it. Kill Bill, for me, will always be my personal favorite of Tarantino films. But
Which one? Both Okay, well, just is it one movie to you?
Yeah, it is one movie.
It's not one movie. It's not one movie. To me.
Quentin Tarantino says that's just one movie.
I think Brandon fills me.
So with that, I feel like this movie put him on another level, just regarding to his craft and what he's done with his film and everything like that. Because I feel like The Bastards is in a league of its own. This movie, seriously, for me, is a 1 point. This is a 1 drink from you guys. Sorry.
It's a 1-pointer.
It's a 1-pointer.
It's a feel good first cocktail. Seriously, this movie is.
You sound like
dope.
Sean, bro.
Oh man, nice. Well, okay, so we got a 1-pointer for you.
1-pointer.
As Eddie would say, Quarantino is
Quarantino.
always going to be one of my favorites. Inglourious Basterds, I think I forgot how good of a movie it is, because ultimately I do look at Tarantino and I look at him. He's just amazing across the board. It's funny because Kill Bill 1 is actually my least favorite of his movies.
Really?
Okay.
Where Kill Bill 2, and this is why I have to say there's a difference, because Kill Bill 2 I think is one of his better ones. And so I love looking at the difference between the two of them. But going back to this one, this is a movie that has, I mean, you almost say it doesn't have a huge story. It's just kind of like strung along. I like what you said, Ed, that it's kind of just a bunch of cameos. It's got little almost vignette stories. It's strung along by these amazingly perfectly, and I do mean perfectly written dialogue sequences that are acted perfectly. And it's almost like Tarantino is like, I just want to make a bunch of almost like short, serious skits and just string them along. And then just kind of smash them together, and it works. I don't think it's his most cohesive, and I know that's saying a lot, because none of his movies are cohesive. They're all out of order, and they're all jumbled up, and they're all beautiful because of that. But at the same time, this is a damn good movie. It has some flaws. It has some things. It has, and no, Sean's wrong. It has nothing. The violence itself is not a flaw. It's cathartic. It is beautiful. It is cinematic. It is everything that you want in a movie experience. And so I'm going to go, Eddie, you stole it, man. 1.25 is what I was going to go for, and that's what I'm going to go for here. So, yeah, let's go with 1.25 for me.
All right, guys. And so when we combine the scores and divide by 4, what does Inglourious Basterds get an average rating of?
It's a 1.375.
A 1.375. And Brandon, I can actually tell you where this actually falls under.
I have no idea.
All right. You guys want to know?
1.
Listeners, do you want to know?
Yes.
1.375. It actually ties in our 14th spot between Garden State and Star Wars Rise of Skywalker.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a cheers to that. Hold on, let me think about that. Garden State and
I would say Garden
Rise.
State deserves to be higher.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Sean gave it 2, everyone. Sean gave it 2.
I think both of them deserve to be a little bit higher, Garden State and this one. But at the same time, I appreciate it. I think that I'm going to make a bold statement here and say this is not going to be our last Tarantino.
I agree.
Just like Dark Knight was not going to be our last Chris Nolan. We need to tap into these guys a little bit more. So
I also think we're grading harder, if that makes sense.
I think we are for sure. But yeah, in comments, let us know, in emails, let us know in social media what our next Tarantino should be. Should we go for not the penultimate, but the crowning achievement? I think a lot of people would say in Pulp Fiction, or do we do, something a little bit newer? Let us know what you guys think.
I agree. You can do old school of True Romance or something new.
Yep. We could do Dawn Till Dusk.
Ooh, I
Dusk
like
Till
that.
Dawn. Wait, Dusk Till Dawn.
That's the other way around, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural Born Killers, even? That's a creepy movie.
That's a tough one. Sean will not make it.
Sean Kenny will make it like for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the only reason he got so drunk is that he could not stomach the violence.
Dude, that's the first. This is the first.
This is the first, everyone. So don't feel weird or anything like that. It's kind of precious, actually. I'm pretty sure he's snoring right now.
It is. In case you're wondering what's happening right now, Sean has his camera still on, his microphone still in the screen, and he is not in the room. So
just a few pointers here, guys. If you enjoy our review and you're a fan of the podcast, we ask you to please subscribe whatever you're listening on, whatever podcast app, and just share us with your friends and everything like that, dude. Seriously, it goes a very long ways. You can find us on Instagram at @the.gentlemanpodcast, and also visit our website at thegentlemanpodcast.com. And if you want to reach out to us by email, just send an email to host@thegentlemanpodcast.com and just give us information and whatnot, because we're going to be going into our 2010s films. And too bad Sean can't celebrate this, but I believe we're going to be doing a James Bond film.
James Bond, right?
I
Finally.
Don't believe it.
We'll be doing the whole lemon pill, vodka martini, shaken that stirred, because I can't wait to stop saying that shit.
We're gonna have to find a new one, or he's gonna change it to
Yo,
like remember
I
the
actually-
time when we did James Bond. And
I also said this as for like a running joke. We should always pick like the next James Bond movie. So I kind of had a Bond movie I was thinking for next season, but I don't know. I want to know what the fans think.
Well, fans, listeners, thank you guys so much for being part of this, and we will check out on Sean to see if he's all right. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks with our 2010 picks. Gonna be good stuff. Cheers, gentlemen.
Guys, cheers. Who wants to check on Sean?
That was more exciting than Point Break and Brian Cox in a movie.
Brandon, come down here and check on Sean.
I would love to come check on Sean. I sent you guys a picture that can go on the social medias.
Oh my
like
gosh.
that.
You probably should like call his family or something like that to see if he's okay.
Picture of that
Sean's fine.
empty. Oh, he's good.